So Carly goes, I can't see. Okay. Carly goes, can you fill it in? I went, yeah. Okay. And we went, what should we talk about? And how to crash and burn in 7 minutes. So that was, 11 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who's timing? Okay, I'm timing. Right, okay. Let's get going. Right, number one, it's important to arrive unprepared. Right, because what's the fun of not doing this? So you don't do any research, just arrive unprepared. In fact, never prepare. It's always good to just turn up and be surprised by what your slides are going to tell you. Right? Don't worry about it. Nothing can go wrong by doing a presentation where you have no idea what it's about, like now. Okay, that's really good. Right? Get your audience with you. Open with a joke. Works really well. Okay. However, don't do a political joke because that can get you into all sorts of difficulties. I've done that one. It doesn't work. So maybe you should do that. And don't worry about where you are in the world or what's going on because nothing can go perfect, can go wrong if you tell the right sort of joke. Because if you say, my dog ate my pizza, it might work in your country, but you never know how it might translate. But what the hell? You're here to learn how not to do this. Okay, that's what else can I tell you? It's really important when you start. I didn't introduce myself, Carly did it for me, but it's very important that your audience understands exactly why it is that you are qualified to stand up here. Other than the fact that you've been selected, so you must have some expertise in the subject. But no, tell them everything because that's really important. Because that's the only thing you're probably an expert at, is your life. Right? When you put together your slides, use all sorts of wonderful fonts because it looks good. It makes it really hard for people to follow your slides and understand what's going on, but it's still pretty. How many people have done that? Yeah, okay, yeah. Make sure that you use every single white space on the screen. It's very important that every single piece is covered with text. It's really, really important to that. You know, the more that you can get in there, doesn't matter about the font size, really doesn't matter. Nobody's going to read it. And if you can do bullets, that's so much better because that looks pretty. Loads and loads of bullets. That's what people want, right? And then when they're on the screen, you should read them out. Every word that's on the screen. You should read every word. Okay? But don't do it slowly because people will fall asleep. So read everything on the screen as fast as you possibly can because then you're over and done with. And that's a really good thing too. And when you are doing this, do it this way. Face the slides because people want to see the back of your head because it's much prettier than the front of your head. Okay? Right? And then if you've got animations, don't put one in. Put as many as possible because it will make your presentation look really snazzy. And if you're really lucky, it will break the screen. True story. Okay, so what else can you put on your screen? Well, show lots of code all at once. The more code you put up, the more people will understand about your presentation and your technology. If you can get 1,000 lines of code up and give time, and then they're going to read it, aren't they? So lots of code as much as possible. Other things to think about. Don't ever check the tech that you're going to use. Wherever you're going to go, because you're not going to prepare for this, just turn up and hope you can plug in. So if you turn up with the wrong dongle, that's not your fault. If you turn up with acetate slides and they've got HDMI, that's not your fault. Because that's what the conference is going to sort out for you. You're not going to check that, are you? Okay. It's important to leave your phone on so that it rings. I mean, I use mine for timing, which is really good. But it's okay if your mum rings you or actually, Wix phones up and says a delivery is happening or something like that. That's fine. That's entertaining for the audience. That's not going to be a distraction. Okay. If you have a laser pointer, they're great because you can point it over the screen and nobody will see what you're pointing at. And they're great if you point it into the camera. That can have great effects too. So if you've got one, use it. But don't use it to point to the screen. Okay? When you are putting your stuff, remember to share your whole screen because it's very important. We've all done this on Zoom calls and Google calls. It's like, why not do that on our presentations too? Because it's obviously a good meme, right? Just show everything. What could possibly go wrong? Right? When you're talking about your content, never start and stay at a small point, right? You want to start simple, sure, but don't stop there because you've got more to say. So keep saying it because you're the expert. You just tell everybody everything you know as quickly as possible about everything you know because that's what you're standing up to do. You're not trying to communicate with people. You're trying to entertain them. Okay? Because you don't need to know your audience. It doesn't matter whether your audience, if they're kindergarten kids and you're teaching quantum computing, that doesn't matter. There's no point you understanding what they know and what their skill set is. I mean, that will just make it less entertaining. Okay? Certainly put charts in as much as possible. People like pie charts, especially with lots of small words that you can't read. Timelines and stuff like that, that's very good. And put it up quickly, point it out with your laser pen and then move on, okay? In fact, if you can speak the whole marketees thing, which you're all good at, you've got those slides that your business wants you to put them up, talk through all the words, doesn't mean anything to you, doesn't mean anything to the audience, but it soaks up time, okay? Because one of your aims is to make sure that you've lost the room, that people have no idea what you're talking about, because that's the point of doing these presentations, isn't it? Right. If you can, and one of the ways to lose people is to run live demos, but not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and preferably by having to unplug your computer and perhaps plugging another one in and trying different ways out, because nothing's ever going to go wrong, and it'll look great when you prove that you can actually get a demo to work regardless of what the demo does. Okay? Nowadays, like these charts, you can let AI do everything, and nobody will spot that. Nobody on earth will actually spot that your charts are misspelled, have weird words and symbols on them, okay? Because everybody's doing it. Try not to take questions, because that's going to show that you don't really understand what you're talking about. So keep people away, be aggressive to your audience, and make them not want to ask you questions. Run out of time if you can, because being professional and ending on time is really bad. You want to look like you're energetic and that as far as possible, you're trying to get everything done, okay? Or the other option is just to keep talking as long as possible, never have anything to end the slides with, never explain what's going on or conclusions, just keep talking and talking and talking, and then just stop. Thank you. 8 minutes. Not too bad.
Well done.
Not too bad for a sprinter.
Not too bad for pulling it together at 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.